All right, this is a woman who was born a little bit before they killed Biggie, 1997, before Biggie got killed out in LA. All right, so she has 10 angel card questions she wants asked. So what I want to do is pull up her natal chart, which I already did. You're probably looking at it, and then we're gonna go. And also, you can always get your natal chart update. That's always available for anybody. If you don't have your natal chart, you definitely need it. And if you haven't had it updated in a reasonable amount of time, which is no more than 2 months, 3 at the latest, you should definitely get it updated. Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. Now, I can already feel it. It's going to be a interesting read. I already know that. I can feel it. And I'm just looking at what I'm doing. I'm looking at her chart while I'm talking to you. So it's going to be a very interesting read. So everybody, make sure you listen up. The Archangels are eager. I can feel it. And I'm just looking at her numerology, as well as everything else. All right. So give me a moment. I'm still kind of setting up everything. All right, we want this. We'll get rid of this one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this off audio and video. I'm going to petition the Archangels, invite them in. I'm also going to be setting up the cards at the same time. And when we come back, we'll go right into the first question. There's 10 questions. I'll be back. All right, we're now ready to ask the first question. Dear Archangels, are the signs in her subconscious? Are there signs in her subconscious? Are there signs that her subconscious is choosing her not to see? In other words, Archangels, is her subconscious causing her not to see any signs? I'll be back with the answers. Okay, so I did change that question just a little bit because we want to ask it in such a way that when they answer, they're going to give a specific answer. Dear Archangels, please tell her the signs, if any, that she is choosing not to see. And we'll be back with the answers. 5 cards pulled. First card. Uh-oh. Nurturing. Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So that's the first card. And we'll get back. I'm not going to comment on it just yet. We'll get back to that. Second card pulled. Chamuel. Career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. And he corresponds with Taurus. Gabriel really, you could say he corresponds with the moon. Or in zodiac sign Cancer. Yep. And that's where your Juno was. Because that's the first thing I looked at when I looked at your chart. Where your Juno was. And it was in Taurus. Because Chamuel is a Taurus. Alright, give me a moment. You gave me a twin chart a while ago. So I don't know if it's the same guy that we used to talk about. But his Juno is real close to Taurus. So when I see stuff like that, I already know a lot of times it's a time thing. When I see like it that close, it's like a time thing. But his medium coeli is a Taurus. What I mean by that, it's a time factor. Like it's off by so little that who could really say whether that's closer to the border of Taurus and Aries or not? All right. Well, let's continue. In your life purpose, you're going to look right at your true north node almost. That's one way to do it. Your true north node is almost between Virgo and Libra. And his true north node is Virgo and Libra with the Mars. This is why it's so frustrating, because you could just see it. And that's the first card that came out. You could just see it. And it's so frustrating for a female, because a lot of females be like, it's obvious. And a lot of females be like, if that's what the universe wants, that's what I want. But it's just so difficult. It is like difficult. So Chamuel was saying your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. And you know why it's funny? Because his medium coeli is his career sector and his reputation, and it's Taurus. And that's her Juno. See, Chamuel tell her like it is. If you knew how many times Chamuel showed up and said some stuff that you be in amazement. Like, how could that even be possible that it works that way? But it does. He does that all the time. He'll show up and show the one thing on the chart that would have got missed. Because Chamuel don't play. He's like my favorite of all time. He's like the greatest. All right. So we're gonna talk about Gabriel in a little bit. We're gonna do your next card, 3 of 5 for this. The next card is Gemini, teaching and learning. Keep an open mind, learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. And that's Gemini, or your third house. That's your ascendant. Next card, Life Review, Scorpio. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So all those cards so far is all about balance. Gemini is the twins. Chamuel is talking about your life purpose, and Chamuel is a soulmate card, your spiritual soulmate card. And then whenever you see Gabriel, it's basically he's like encouraging you to be the nurturer. And it's kind of hard, like, you know, maybe the guy is he's playing games, or he's not really showing you the respect you feel he should show you. or you feel like he's lying to you, or he's too immature. But Gabriel is saying to nurture. And this was the final card pulled. Jophiel, Libra. And you see you guys got a lot of Libra stuff going on. Because his third house is Libra. But see, the third house is Gemini, and that's immature. That's the immature house. The Gemini is the short journeys, but it's immature. So this guy's going to have a problem with his relationship. And I got the same kind of stuff on my card, on my natal chart. See, he's going to have a trouble. The guy is going to have a trouble because, and that's his true north node too. He's going to have trouble because he's got that Mars energy. And he's going to be a little emotional too. But also psychic. He's going to be a little emotional because of the moon. And he's got a lot of stuff going on in his subconscious mind. So he's going to have a trouble with relationship for these reasons. And so Jophiel represents Libra, but also the 7th house. And she's saying clear your space. Get rid of clutter. Clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. So even with you, your 5th house has Libra in it. So that's supposed to be the house of fun. But Mars is right there, and you got Mars retrograde. So that could deal with a lot. Mars retrograde could deal with a lot of stuff, even having just tendency to argue a lot to a certain degree. Might even get into it with children and things like that. So y'all both have that Mars energy, which means y'all probably gonna have a problem with arguments and stuff like that. And then I look at both your 7th houses. But the 7th house is good, except you got that retrograde. The 7th house is Sagittarius is long term. Sagittarius is when the guys finally get past the immature behavior, and then they can start to talk and maybe start to work on their relationship. That's Sagittarius. But you still got to deal with that Pluto retrograde. And his 7th house is pretty good, actually. Has Aquarius there. And yep. Now look at your 9th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, and your 9th house looks just like his 7th house. So it's showing y'all are going to work it out. Because the 9th house is Sagittarius, and that's when the two really start to mature and get together. So what they're telling you, your subconscious is telling you, is that he's definitely your twin. But for the reasons stated, and maybe reasons that I don't even know, maybe even newer reasons. But that's what you're trying to, you don't believe it. For whatever reason, you're not really acting a certain way. Like we all know, twin flame is not going to be easy. But it's still in the universe, and it's definitely on the cards, and it's definitely on a natal chart. Okay, Zach, Kyle, Gemini. And Scorpio says get balance. When he says get balance, your life review, get balance, he's talking about the relationship. Healing and balancing. And in Jeremiah, clear your space, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. And she's also making a reference to not holding on to grudges and stuff like that. Alright, we're going to ask the next question. Dear Archangels, thank you, Archangels. Dear Archangels, has she steered away from her journey to ascension? I'll be back with the answers. 4 cards pulled to answer that question. First card, Divine Order. Raguel. See, Raguel is a Sagittarius. It goes right along with what I just got finished saying. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. Next card, Joe Field again. She says patience. But she's out in nature. She's taking care of her garden. Your dreams are becoming more rapidly. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. So she said the same thing as Gabriel did. Nurturing and patience. And then Michael tells you crystal clear intention. So to stay on your journey to ascension, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Michael, Haniel, and Raphael correspond with all 12 zodiac signs. Fourth card, Jeremiah again, overcoming difficulties. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So Raguel is letting you know that you're starting to enter a more mature stage. It might not seem like it, but they are working with you. But they're advising you just to learn how to nurture more, because I think we already said that. He's like an indigo child or a crystal child. So they're not going to respond. They'll respond to like nurturing and stuff like that. They're not going to just respond to logic or anything. And like I said, you know it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but they're telling you that it's going to start getting a little bit easier. Dear Archangels, what's holding her back from resolving inner issues, even though she has the knowledge? I'll be back with the answers. 3 cards. Angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So you can start talking to the angels more. You can pray more about it. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So that's Archangel Raphael. Next card is Raguel again. So Raguel is really working hard to mature you guys, which is Sagittarius. Relationship. Harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So again, that means work with the angels more. At the end, that's really what it means. You have to believe that they're actually doing what they say they're doing, and it could get difficult. But I think it's just human nature, because we're just looking at the person, and we're like, listen, this person's not changing, or they're not changing fast enough. Like in my case, the person just played a lot of games, but they were like playing off of me. So if the person ever admitted how they felt or they denied it, they're like, man, I ain't got time for this BS. So you kind of trying to get on with your life, but the angels keep trying to remind you. And they're trying to help you see that the more you humble yourself and work with them, the more it'll work in your favor. But like sometimes you don't really know if you want that. Like you don't really know if you want a relationship with this person in this life, so you kind of rebel against it. Because you're kind of hoping a person would show you something or give you a reason to believe. And depending on your situation, the person might not. All right. The next card, prioritize, is Metatron, who's a Virgo. Focus on your highest priority. I will help you get organized and motivated. So they say you gotta learn, because you ask what's holding you back. So you gotta learn how to prioritize. Next card, Counselor. This is Azrael or Capricorn. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance or reassurance. So you ask what's holding you back from resolving inner issues. If you had the knowledge, and then came up with the counselor card. So you may want to seek out someone who's at like a mentor. All right. All right, we'll put this on pause. I'll be back. Next question is, how will she know her higher purpose? Let me do that again. Dear Archangels, how will she know what her higher purpose is? I'll be back with their answers. Okay, 3 cards pulled to answer that question. First card, clairvoyance, which she knows she has the gifts. And this is Leo, Raziel, Leo, and I'm a Leo. Clairvoyance. I am helping your spiritual sight to fully awaken so you can clearly see heavenly love. See, the truth of the whole twin flame is, if you have a relationship with your twin, if you guys can talk, a lot of people don't agree with me, but I still say try not to play games. Kind of be straightforward. Let them know about the readings, because it'll work to you. I think it'll work to you because if you know, because a lot of people play games. Like, I know one female told me, well, I know he's coming around. He'll eventually get it. You know, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Who knows? But you know, feel it out, because people have, like, women have intuition. Just give me one moment. Whenever I'm expecting deliveries or mail, that's my alarm to remind me to check the door. All right. Now, so Raziel says clairvoyance. I am helping your spiritual sight to fully awaken so you can clearly see heavenly love. So you have Archangel Raziel. And this is why they say work with your archangels. So you'll have your paper, and this information will be on it as well. Because like I said, people are busy, and they just, at the end of the day, you want it to be kind of easy. And I don't think it's as hard as people make it. But you do have to start working with your archangels, talking to archangels, maybe praying more, whatever you may need to do. But if, like I said, if you have any communication with your twin, you know, try to use it in a positive way. And then, because I saw Leo on your chart too. That's something else I noticed. Her Leo in the 3rd house, and again, that's the immature house, Gemini. It's when the twins kind of argue or just don't get along or just don't get together. But the 3rd house is also like the 5th house, all about having fun and creativity and traveling. In her 5th house, you have Libra, which is the relationship, but also has that Mars, and close to the true north node. And the Leo is his ascendant. Okay, next card. Is Uriel. Corresponds with Uranus. You know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Next card, Azrael, comfort, but that's the 10th house. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. It says comfort, Azrael. Capricorn, comfort. Now, Azrael came out before when you ask, what's holding me back from resolving inner issues if I have the knowledge? So Azrael is always going to be the 10th house or a Capricorn. Your Capricorn is in your 8th house, a soul matters. But in your 9th house, you have medium Coeli, which tends to imply a mentor. So you would have a mentor that might be an Aquarius. And as you can see, his sun sign is Aquarius. So you know it's him. And in your 10th house is your career sector. It's Pisces with the moon and everything. And it looks like his 8th house is Pisces. So you could tell this is definitely a soul connection. But it's never been a doubt in my mind that these are definitely twin souls, twin flames. So to let you know, they're telling you have a soul connection to this gentleman, or a twin soul connection to this gentleman. But also when you look at your true north node, you have it's in Virgo and Libra. And Virgo is all about healing in the home, and Libra is all about relationships. Because the true north node tells you what your purpose is in this life. And Raziel is a Leo. Well, he's a Leo as well. His ascendant is a Leo. And where's your Uranus? You see your Uranus is in Aquarius in your 9th house. And his Uranus is in his Aquarius in the 7th house. And then Capricorn, his Capricorn is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th house with a lot of healing, communication, and love, because the 6th house is about healing. Your Capricorn is in the 8th house of the soul. So it's definitely relationship healing. Thank you, Archangels. Alright, I'll be right back. I checked out some email because some dude sent me these twin sisters, but they're into astrology. So I took that link and clicked it to this person who I'm doing this reading for, so she could see him. And I would say the name of that page, but I closed that browser. Alright. If you can't find them, at some point I'll probably highlight them on my Real Life and Metaphysics channel. So you'll see the twin sisters, and they pretty know their stuff. Alright, give me a second. I'm still doing a couple of things, and then we'll get right back into this. card reading. I think we're going to another question. So yeah, see, Uranus is Aquarius. See, they're definitely shoving that on you, because you said, how do you want to know? How do you know what your higher purpose is? And let's go to the charts. Uranus, well, he's in Aquarius, and Uranus rules Aquarius. And Leo, and his ascendant is a Leo. So they give you his sun sign and his ascendant. And that's why you get your natal charts updated, because if you notice, see, Aquarius and Leo, they kind of oppose each other, but they work together. The dude who just sent me that information, he's an Aquarius. Now, me and him go back and forth. But we're like brothers, but we go back and forth all the time on everything. That's how Aquarius and Leo live. See, it's one of these things where you're going to have a calling that's in you. That's why you're talking about your subconscious, your inner self. That's your calling. Now, you can choose to say, hey, listen, this is too difficult. It's too stressful. It's not working out. We don't get along. I don't like it. And so you want to go a different route. But that doesn't mean that this astrology world is going to go, hey, okay, I guess we lose. You still, because like I said, I see the numbers all the time. My twin's higher self is always contacting me. Always. It never stops. But when we were in person, we couldn't even talk. We could barely even be near each other, because it was always some BS. Almost every time. But that's the Gemini stage. And you can see it on my natal chart too. It's the Gemini stage. It's got to take a little bit of growing up. And then maybe you'll grow up. And plus, like I said, if people don't really, if they're not into astrology like we are, it's harder, because they don't understand what we know. They don't see what we see. So if you can talk to them, you could kind of, try to tell them, but don't overwhelm them. But try to tell them. But if you are in a talking conversation, you can say, listen, I'm not trying to sound a certain way, but, you keep coming up in the readings, and maybe you should just look into it a little bit more. And you could even say something, this is like, it's on higher purpose. So, yeah, I'm interested because it's talking about my higher purpose. Just learn how to talk so you're not creeping somebody else. Oh, this person's creepy. They sound really creepy or needy, or they sound like a stalker. But you gotta make it perfectly clear. Somehow you gotta let that person know that, well, I'm not joking. Like, I'm not playing a game, because some people think he's crazy or playing a game. But you gotta be able to talk too. It's a lot. Now, I'm a little bit different. Like, I don't stress out over stuff like that. Not like that, nah. Because I figure if it's meant to be, it's going to be, and if it's not meant to be, you know. But some people need somebody else to kind of encourage them. That's why Gabriel said nurturing. They need somebody to kind of talk to them and stuff like that. So it just depends. If you have an okay relationship with your twin, you could tell them. But if you don't, it would be hard to talk to him, because it might have got like really messed up. Because twin flame is real hard, and some people don't talk at all. So it takes a little bit more or whatever. But that's what they gave you, and then they gave you one other sign. Well, you keep getting Capricorn. So Capricorn is the 10th house, and you see Taurus in his 10th house with Chamuel. But his Taurus looks a lot like your Aries, and Juno and Taurus looks a lot alike. And then your 10th house has Pisces, which again, the kind of, I think you've been told over and over again, you have that spiritual calling. You have like a psychic, spiritual, intuitive, extrasensory, perceptive calling. That's your real calling. Because you keep asking what your higher purpose is and stuff. That's your real calling. And then with your true north node, if you ever get your chart updated, we can do it again. But on your true north node, there's a website that deals with your true north node, and they also tell you your soul purpose. But you can already see that it's going to be connected to family, fun, and healing, and home. So that's aligning your soul purpose. But because Libra's there, he's part of that soul purpose. You can't get by a Libra. That's why Joe Fio keeps showing up, because she's a Libra. That's why I say, like, your chart is pretty, like, self-evident. You can't really, and I think I've always said that, you can't really get past it. It's just that I understand where you're coming from, because I'm the same way. Like, me and her, she's cool. She's not with the BS. Like, she, like, me and her talked on the phone. She's more like, she's more about let's get this moving. She's more like business. She's not with the BS. I'm not with the BS. And she like, if you with me, I'm with you. But if you're gonna be BS, I don't have no time. That's how she is. That's why me and her get along and shit. She's not with the BS. But so I understand where she's going. But the universe is gonna keep talking. And I always said, I can't help it that my twin was real immature. Because I did try talking to her. She was just, and she was a very immature person. And she had a very vindictive side. She got a lot of Lilith energy. And she got a lot of Aries energy. So I did try talking to her. And if she came halfway decent, I would try probably talking to her now. But I never been with the BS. And sometimes you can, if your twin really understands it, you can help them grow up a little bit. Because that's what it is. They have to grow up a little bit. And sometimes it's like tough love. Because they have to grow up. And if they can keep doing stuff that hurts you and they do it anyway, you got to get stronger. You can't keep letting this person break your heart. You have to get stronger. But the funny thing is, the universe is going to keep trying to push you guys together. So it's not like you're going to be able to get away from it. Some people move way far away and stuff like that. So if you look at your ascendant, both of y'all got 17. Now 17 could be the karma number, but it's also the high priestess number as well. So that's why I say, depending on where your life is at, and or where both of your lives are at, you want to get everything updated. Because we learned a lot more since your update. All right. I mean, we've learned a lot more since we did your 2 charts. All right, but we're going to keep moving. Dear Archangels, has blocking people from knowing her emotions blocked her blessings? I'll be back with their answers. 4 cards pulled. First card, spread your wings. Do not hold back. The timing is right. You are ready to soar. What Ariel says is, because she's the most courageous archangel in the deck. She says, be courageous. Don't be afraid. So that's why she's telling you, don't hold back. Alright, and when you go to your first house, ruled by Aries, because you see a lot of Aries on your chart. And Mars is also Aries, because Mars rules Aries. So your Aries is the twin, Gemini. When you see Mars, it's Libra, the relationship. So you know these are relationship issues. And then you have to find where Aries is. And that is your 11th house. Right? Yep. And then his Aries in the first house is Leo. The first house is ruled by Aries. Then Mars with Libra again. Mars rules Aries. And then Aries with Saturn in the 9th house. But that's his Juno. Alright, keep going. Now, Haniel says sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Both Ariel and Haniel are saying right now. Both of them are saying right now. So what Haniel is saying, whatever you're feeling, you should be talking about it. And they're both going right now. So Hannah is saying honor your feelings and your emotions right now. And then this one says breathe, Raphael. So he's interested in your health. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Because people do change. Sometimes we don't think they do, but they don't change. That's why I said I can honestly believe, like if you met, like I met my twin, I know I had an effect on her. Even though we never talked, it was just crazy. It was more power and stuff than that, but it may have made her see life a little bit differently. And now your card, this is Raguel against Sagittarius, and he has the same color as Haniel. She's a little darker, but it's really, in my opinion, it's the same color. And he's definitely kicking that orange. And I'm going to try to find out what this color is. So, once again, Ragula is trying to, because he's a friendship card too. It's funny that he's a friendship card. He's a friend of God. He's a friendship card because you're not going to, your friend will mess up and you'll keep forgiving your friend over and over again. Your friend could do some horrible stuff to you, but you'll forgive your friend. But if the person you love does something to you, you'd be like, oh, I'm never going to forgive you. I don't want to be with you no more and blah, blah, blah. So that's why they're trying to show you that Sagittarius energy. You have to get to the point where it's not just a relationship, but it's also where you need that person. He says, notice your recurring, and he says clairsentience, extrasensory perceptive. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. All right. All right, so I'm pulling up my color sheet. I want to see what color this is. So I believe it's the color burgundy, which means vigor, elegance, richness, refinement, leadership, maturity, expensive. But see, now it came up with Sagittarius, because I keep telling you about maturity, and that's Sagittarius. So I think they're trying to tell you that he may not be, because I haven't done your chart in like a while, and then you were saying he's a little immature, so he may have changed a little bit. But like I said, I would tell anybody, don't expect perfection from your twin, anybody else. But like mine, like I said, she just has to learn how to talk. That's why all the hell, people don't get it. But she was just like, it was just, I'm not going to keep coming up to somebody that's not talking and taking everything I'm saying and making it evil and stuff like that. And no, you can't forget somebody got you fired, because if you bring that person around, they could do the same thing. You understand? Next time it could be the cops. You don't know what this person's going to do. So that's what I'm saying. So with me, it was a case where she has to grow up and she has to want to talk. And a person like that, they have to realize, they have to deal with astrology. They have to realize their life purpose. They got to know that, so they'll stop acting so silly. Because every time I try to talk to her, she don't want to get it. Otherwise, I'll just be wasting my time. I'm gonna go try to talk to somebody that's gonna do the same thing that she did before. She's gonna flip it, make it bad, and then blame me. Dear Archangels, what can she do to bring more abundance in her life? I'm going to rephrase that. Dear Archangels, what can she do to bring more blessings and abundance in her life? That's basically what she asked. I'll be back with the answers. All right. First card. And then it's all orange because orange is the prosperity color. This is Uriel again. Oh, no, they're doing the same thing to you that they do to me. Because they try to shake you down. They're trying to say, well, when you get with your twin, then we'll bless you more. Because the card is Uriel. And you see, he's an Aquarius, so this is his card. And it's on a horse, and it's a beautiful card. I'll probably use this as your cover. Uriel, brilliant idea. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea into fruition. So they're basically telling you, you want blessings and prosperity, we'll give it to you if you get with your twin. You'll see that all the time. Just like go see Jupiter. You can look on your chart right now and watch, follow Jupiter. See Jupiter's with Aquarius on both charts. See, I don't make this stuff up. And Jupiter is the money and expansion. Next card. And then it's an orange card too. Gabriel says leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. See, Gabriel has told you twice in this reading that it's up to you to guide him. And see, I talked to you on the phone, so I know more about you. So I know you could do that. That would be easy for you. So they're just telling you to guide him. That's why I said with relationship, we change up. Like if it was anything else, we could care less. You understand? If it was anything else, we would do it because we could care less. But when it's a relationship, it gets difficult. So if somebody that we're in a relationship with does something to us that somebody else did that we might have forgave, we won't forgive them in a relationship because we're harder on a relationship. So what? You got two beautiful color orange cards. I might use both of them. I think I am for the cover of this video. Gabriel and Uriel. The moon in Aquarius. Because he's got sun in Aquarius. I'm looking at the sun. I'm looking at the suns and the moons where they're at. So what Gabriel is telling you is you always had the ability to lead him because he wants you to lead him. And I know that sounds crazy, but he's like a sensitive or an indigo child, and he wants you to lead him. And Gabriel's telling you have the ability to nurture him or lead him. And then Uriel said that's where you get your blessings from. And it will be abundance. All right, give me a second. Alright, I gotta go check something real quick. But Gabriel says it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So you don't want to look for people's faults. You don't want to put people down. You just want to nurture them. Next is chakra clearing. This is Metatron again, Virgo. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. And last time he showed up, Metatron was telling you to get organized. Alright, I gotta just go check this door. I'll be right back. Alright, final card for the answer is 4. Compassion, Zekael. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So, they're really encouraging you to just take a new perspective, really try to work with it. But you are going to kind of be like in a leadership position. A lot. It's funny because Well, each woman is different. Like women on the East Coast might not be the same as the Midwest, same as the West. But some women don't want a guy who they gotta kind of like take leadership in certain areas. But some women like that. Each woman's different. But they're encouraging you to realize that he's an indigo or a crystal child. And he needs more like nurturing. He needs you to like set the pace. That's why when you start to get on with your life, he'll start calling you or trying to contact you. So that's that Kyle, the Gemini, compassion. So that's how you can open yourself to more blessings. Is that's the advice they're giving you. Okay. So you asked a question. I was just waiting to see how they answered that. Ask this question. I want to ask it. Just give me a second. Oh. All right. Dear Archangels, who is she letting hold herself back? I'll be back with the answers. 3 cards. It says passion. It's Hanael again. Passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your life and career. So you don't have to trust. That's what she's saying. You're holding back because you don't have the trust. You have trust. You have to have trust in the love life, what they're telling you, which is also they're kind of saying it's your career, because a lot of times your twin flame they call it your purpose and your career, and even on your charts you can see it. On your natal chart you can see it. Next card. Remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So you might even have issues with yourself as far as loving yourself and believing in yourself. And then Sandalphon says gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. So that's your Pisces. Because Hanael and Michael, they correspond to all 12 zodiac signs. So they made a statement with that, with the question you asked. Because you wanted to pinpoint it. What they were showing you is your perception. Because that's why they didn't give you a sign. Now they're going to answer your question. How you're perceiving this Pisces energy is what's holding you back. And the Pisces energy is your career. But you see with your love. And Venus and Pisces means unconditional love. Because you have a lot of activity in your 10th house and it's your zodiac sign. Because that's your gift. So you're not fully doing your psychic gifts, and that's holding you back. And you even have Vesta there. Vesta is the high priestess. So this is a highly spiritual person capable of living unconditionally and a great communicator. So this would be an excellent psychic. And they have that spiritual side of Pisces, and also their dreams. And they definitely gonna have really good dreams. Well, Neptune will make things a little bit idealistic or unrealistic, but that could be a good thing. But they'll definitely be a real good dreamer because Neptune is direct. So that's really your career right there. All right. So Santa Fine is saying be gentle. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And he's just very relaxed playing his little ukulele. He could care less. He's very relaxed. So it's bring gentleness into your life. That's what he's saying. So they're kind of implying that's what's holding you back too. You haven't learned how to be gentle, and you haven't learned how to really pursue your gift and your real career, which is everything. These cards kept saying extrasensory perceptive gifts. You'd be surprised. I tell anybody, just set up a YouTube channel, just see how it happens, see how it goes. When I first got started, I'm sure you heard this before, but when I first got started, I couldn't afford cards. So I went to the Doreen Virtue website, and I just printed the 15 Archangels. And I started doing readings. And I just used those cards recently. Let me tell you what happened. This female said, oh, I don't know my birth time. I said, okay, I asked Archangels. But I didn't feel like pulling out all those cards, 44 cards. I was real tired. I didn't feel like pulling out no 44 cards. I didn't feel like shuffling. I didn't feel like doing nothing. I said, well, I've used these 15 cards before. Let me use my 15. So I pulled that in an envelope, pulled out the 15, shuffled them a little bit, put them down, and came up. And so the numbers they gave me for her time of birth was 3:10 a.m. So when I told her that, she said, you know what? She said, I knew my birth date was around 3 a.m. I just wasn't sure. So it was still precise. So you gotta learn how to trust these archangels despite whatever goes on. Because you'll meet people that just want to argue. Oh, that's not right. I don't even be trying to hear that. I'm like, no, listen. These angels got nothing but love. They're trying to help you. So whatever it is right. That's how I look at it. Just like if you come from a great family and somebody try to tell you something about your father, but you know your father was one of the greatest men that ever lived. Like, be quiet. It's just silly. You just bitter and you're mad and you want to argue with somebody, but it ain't gonna be me. Life is too good. Me and my archangels. Now we're gonna go to the next question. Dear archangels, what strengths should she focus on? What strength should she focus on? I'll be back with the answers. What strength should she focus on? Claircognizance. So there goes again the extrasensory perceptive gifts. And that is again Uriel. So you definitely got to correct. You got a connection to Uriel, but remember he's Uranus or Aquarius. They're talking about your twin. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. Jeremiah. All is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. So he keeps coming up, Jeremiah. So now we're going to follow Scorpio on your chart. So he's saying all is well as long as you apply the advice they're giving you. Okay, so we're going to look for Scorpio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, and that's the vertex cross, meaning you would meet somebody who's a Scorpio or somebody from the 8th house, and that would be an important meeting for you and that's in the 6th house of healing. Just like and that's the home house as well. Just like your 4th house is family, and you got Virgo there, which is home and healing, because your twin soul is your family. So that's Scorpio there, 6, 7, 8. Now in your 8th house, you have Capricorn, which can also be career and reputation. And you see you got the 22 there as well. And you got Neptune there. So that's very unique. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. See, his Scorpio is in the 4th house. So he's opposite yours. Your Scorpio is in the 6th house, which is the home house and healing. His Scorpio is in the 4th house, which is family. Your Virgo is in the 4th house, which is family. But ironically, his Virgo is in the 2nd house, which deals with finance. That's deep. Alright. And then his Scorpio energy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Pisces. Because he's got psychic abilities too. But yours seem to be a little bit more refined than his, but he still got them. Next card, Raphael, healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Optimal health. So focus on your health as well. Eating right, exercising. And like Jofio told you, get out in nature, get outside. Get out in nature. All right. The final question to you archangels is there anything else you would like her to know? I'll be back with their answers. All right. Once again, Raguel, or Raziel, I'm sorry, Raziel with the dove. Spiritual understanding, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you to understand spiritual truths. Says Raziel Leo. Spiritual understanding. And again, your ascendant, his ascendant, your male friend's ascendant is Leo. All right. Next card. Wow, they go to doves again. And they came in a row. So and I have a video on that too. It should be in the description box. But it's about esoteric meaning of doves and moon cycles. Because she says, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. And see, you already have a psychic connection, so I know that'll probably work for you. Notice how the moon affects the moon cycles. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestation and capitalize upon these cycles. Because I think we just had a full moon, but a full moon is good for like 2 days. I'm just not sure if we just had it or about to have it. But also the esoteric meaning of doves, because both of these cards got doves in it. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. So know your moon cycles and how to use them to benefit from them. Next one is victory. This is Sandalphon. Remember, the moon works with Pisces, especially in tarot cards. The moon used to rule Pisces, but now the moon rules Cancer, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So have faith. And the final card is Michael. Michael says, you are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies, and I am guarding you, your loved ones, and home. All right, so that will answer the 10 questions. If anybody else would like any type of intuitive readings, natal chart, definitely need your natal chart, and you make your natal chart, make sure it stays updated. It tells you everything about your life, everything's in twin flames. Even some people have given me one natal chart. I was still able to tell them things about their twin soul on that chart. But it's usually best to add the 2 charts. Still do phone consultation, angel card readings. Of course, we do name numerology, birthday numerology, your life purpose based on your name and your birthday. So all that's here. But anything that's intuitive, we do. You can check us out on the description box for contact information. If anybody like to see the list we offer or the services we do, you can request the list. God bless.